Hi guys, and today I am reviewing this Bachmann locomotive. I believe this one's preserved. This one is a Webb coal tank, and I got this in a sale, I think from Kerno, at a reasonably good price. Like a lot of Bachmann locos, it's highly detailed, so we will get into it. This one has been out for a few years as well, as far as I know. So let's go on with the video, shall we? So we start off with a detail bag. You do get these etched number plates for the loco. Very nice touch there from Bachmann. You also get a detail bag as well. You can see just there, which also be vacuum pipes and hooks with chain links on. I wish they would add the hooks themselves, but it is what it is. Still, it's a small amount of detail to add. As we move on to the front of the locomotive. The locomotive is in the London North Western Railway black. Very basic livery at all, but there's some fine details in this. Doesn't have sprung buffers. There's a hole there for some detail. They get a detail pack. Like I said before, I wish they would add it. There's a few rivets as well on the buffer beam and some lining of black. We also have the coupling, which is a small, I think it's an M1, could be wrong. Moving up, we have some sort of lamp irons. We have 3 lamp irons and one at the top again. The small dart handle, more like a submarine handle, is metal. So are the handrails. We do have some picked out gold in the cylinders that are inside. I think there's some drainage cocks there or something like drainage taps. And there's a few rivets around them as well. We have the chimney too. As we move on to the side of the locomotive, the side of the locomotives are slightly different. I'll show you this side first. As you see, it's in the London North Western Railway black. There is some metal handrails, and every handrail on this is metal, by the looks of things and the feel of it. I also think the body or the running chassis is metal as well, die cast. We do have a tap near the front, which is picked out gold. We also have a reverser rod that goes from the top of the cab all the way down to the just before the first wheel. You can see it. Hopefully the picture come up. We have the number of the loco, which is 1054. I believe that's correct. It's a bit hard to read, and it also has a builder's plate around the number 2. We've got handrails, rivets. We also have safety valves and whistles. The safety valves are plastic and the whistles are metal. Hopefully you get a better picture soon. And we've got them steps going up to the cab as well, and the wheel configuration is a 062. As we look on the other side of the locomotive, as you can see, there's a few differences, mainly being there's no reversing rod. Instead, we have a pipe at the top of the tanks. We also have some motion inside the locomotive. We're not picked out, but it's there, it's moulded, it's great touch. We also have the whistles around this side, or one of them anyway, and another one in the centre. There's a few rivets as well. We also have the number of the loco, like I said before. As we move on to the cab itself is highly detailed. Then again, I expect it to be this day and age. Everything's picked out, painted lovely. The windows front and back on the outside do have some sort of gold paint with some rivets on. Also, speaking of the paint and the windows, we have the glazing bars, a whole glazing bar front and back, sorry to say. A lot off-putting once you notice there, but it's not too bad. We also have like a highly detailed cab. Nothing really on the back of the cab. I think there's a few doors to open for the coal. Failing that, we have a wood type flooring to go with it, with a handle to lift up for some reason. But failing that, it does look a nice cab, if I'm honest with you. As we move on to the back or the bunker area of the locomotive, we do have that metal style handrail going all the way around in silver. It could be plastic, I'm unsure. We have at least 3 to 4 lamp irons in the usual positions. You can see that window's a bit more with the goldness. It's a nice touch. We also have a vacuum pipe fitted. I believe it's a vacuum pipe. Like I said, there's no detail really around here, no hook or anything. They are in the bag, no sprung buffers. We do have a small coupling as well. As we look down on the locomotion, as you can see, we have a few rivets on the cab. You also get coal as well, not very It's very nice coal, must admit. We also have the hole where you put the water in, it looks like anyway, in the coal area. You can also see the whistles and safety valves from up here. You can also see that metal handrail and also the piping that I mentioned earlier as well. We have a dome and we have the chimney. It's very basic, no lining. Like I said, it's the London North Western black. And finally, we move on to the underneath of the locomotive. As you can see, there's not much really to look at. There's a hole in the centre, or dip in the chassis, shall we say. Failing that, you have the brake rigging and the pickups on all 6 driving wheels. The loose wheel over here does swing a bit. It's not really, it swings like the Adams radial one that Hornby and Oxford Rail do. Failing that, it's very basic. You can see the Bachmann logo. So yeah, that's it on the tracks. Next up will be the usual points test and second radius. I'm sure a loco this size can easily do second radius. So let's find out, shall we? Not bad at the 30 on DC. So yeah, it managed that pretty well on the second radius especially. The points on the Pico 3-pointer, it did slightly struggle if I'm honest with you. But nevertheless, it's still did pretty well, even with some dodgy camera angles. So next will be some slow speed, and I'll see you at the end after the running session. Just about the 20, which is good on DC, using the Gauge Master Combi control. So smooth. So yeah, that's the end of the running session. So it was a little bit short, but it is what it is. This locomotive itself is quite impressive. It's well made, no faults, no issue with the motor, and it's in this lovely preserved livery, and also it's a pre-grouping livery of the Lnwr. Bit plain, but it is nice. Bachmann do make some fantastic pre-grouping stuff. I'm looking forward to their other Lnwr stuff, the improved President class, and anything else they announce pre-grouping will be great. Really like them. The train it had, if you saw, just a random mixture of freight. Nothing to shout about. So yeah, that was my take on the video, on the loco. Can I give an opinion? Yeah, it would be a nice station pilot for someone, or someone who models the LMS. Would look nice. Or even a national coal board, transform into a national coal board livery, fictional, whatever. It's all one in it, really. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from that beauty. Bye.